of the most cruel way to die. Why should we celebrate the cross? On that far and high mountain, on that hill, Calvary, stood that old rugged cross.
Cross of Christ, He gave us new life. He cleansed us from our sins.
On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross, where my dearest and blessed, for a world of lost sinners was slain. So I cherish the old rugged cross, till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. I will exchange it someday for a crown, the old rugged cross. First of all, let me give you a bit of the history of today's celebration. Then the significance of today's celebration. When Jesus died around 30 AD or 33 AD, the crucifix, the cross on which he died, alongside the two others where the thieves were crucified, were abandoned. And there was the rebuilding of Rome, and everything was buried and hidden, and it became dormant. Nobody knew about it. 313 AD was the independence of Christianity, just like you know the independence of the United States. Remember, the independence of Christianity was in 313 AD, when Emperor Constantine allowed Christians to worship freely. There was freedom of worship. About 13 years later, the empress, now Saint Helena, went on a pilgrimage to Rome, to Jerusalem. And in Jerusalem, they were looking for the cross. They wanted to adore the cross. They did not find it. But after some excavation, they found the three crosses. And they didn't know which was which one was the one our Lord and Savior was crucified on. So there was a sick man. They brought the sick man and put it on the three. And after they tried that experiment, one of them gave healing to the sick man. And they regarded that cross as the cross of Jesus. That was a miracle. The miracle that happened in identifying the cross of Jesus. 9 years later, this was happening 326 AD. 9 years later, 335 AD, Emperor Constantine built a church in the location where Jesus was crucified, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. And many years later, there was an invasion of Jerusalem by the Persians. They took all the monuments they could carry, including the cross of Jesus. But in 629 AD, there was a recovery of the cross and brought back to Jerusalem. The victory of the cross, as we have it today, the victory of the cross. So we are celebrating the victory of the cross historically, that we know the cross of Jesus was in history and is with us today. Talking about the Jesus of history. So the God we serve, following Jesus, Christianity is not a myth. That is something we must realize. It happened. The cross is real. The Jesus of history is real.